Hey y'all. As y'all come in, say hey. I'm just sharing this live. Make sure you share the live also. Yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. If anybody don't know me, my name is Bree, the Hot Empress, and I am an intuitive astrologer and tarot reader. Hey, Felicia. I'm also a spiritual advisor as well. So, I wanted to talk about this topic today because I really do feel that, from my experience, that I've grown a lot in understanding what it means today and what does marriage mean to me. So, I wanted to get y'all's personal opinions. Um, I already got some questions lined up that I want to ask you guys, and I don't want to just share my opinion. I want to hear from y'all's too. So let's see. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about, and I've got some notes that I wrote down, but I want to go ahead and talk about what is the meaning of dating, right? Um, where is all my notes? Hold on, let me close my door. I feel like the children are about to come. Okay, I'm back. Have to make sure I have to close my door. So I just want y'all to put in the comments, or I know you're gonna be commenting after the fact. I know a lot of people are gonna be catching the replay, which is perfectly fine. But I still want to hear from you guys as far as, like, what is dating to you? Like, what does it mean to actually date? Yeah. So think about that, while I share my personal opinion. Rather, I feel that dating has a lot to do with, well, dating to marry. Let me be specific, and that's why I was specifically saying dating to marry, because I do feel that a lot of people, we date, but we don't know what it means to date to marry. And my personal opinion is, I feel that when you're ready to commit to someone, when you are ready to, you know, be with someone of significance to change your life, I really do feel that there's some preparation that needs to be done before you begin dating. I believe that a lot of us don't take into account what it would mean for you to be married. I do feel that spending the rest of your life with someone is life changing. It definitely can change your destiny. It definitely can, change your whole life in one day. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like preparing yourself for that day is what dating is all about. It's about, looking at yourself to see, what do I need to change within myself so I can align with my ideal partner. And I do feel that, unpopular opinion, but I do feel like the whole boyfriend and girlfriend thing is really, it gets in the way of, it's like one step off the path of commitment. I feel like that personally. I feel that, if you are wanting to be married, I don't think that there's any reason why you should have a long-term boyfriend or a long-term girlfriend, because the goal is to be married. Now, if your goal is to be a long-term boyfriend, a long-term girlfriend, then you would submit into that role. But I do feel that it's different when you are wanting to be married, when you are wanting an actual commitment. I feel that you really would need to do some understanding of how life works with another person, understanding that you're going to have to make room for a whole nother person and their family and their responsibilities and what they have going on. So as far as men, I feel that men who are wanting to date, I feel that men should definitely be focusing on creating a container for their woman while they're dating. I feel that a lot of, men may not know what it means, or people. I'm just going to say people, not even men, but a lot of men may not know what it means to, to be committed to someone or to be a provider or to be personally, I feel that the man is a provider. Men are wired to be providers. And so, with that being said, if you are wiring yourself, or if you are walking in the path of being a masculine man, I'm going to say that, then you should be putting yourself in a position to where you can take care of your woman and your children. I was just telling one of my clients this. Um, Ain't nobody engaging me for no more than 2 years and dating, working towards a marriage. Plans should be going forward accordingly. I agree. I do feel that when you're dating, it's not the exclusive part of like, you're not exclusive. We're not exclusive until I have a ring. We're not exclusive until I have a ring. And then even then, like Felicia said, let me see if I can click on the comment. Like Felicia said, uh, I'm like, there's a limit to how long I'm gonna be engaged to you. I just don't believe in submitting the role into a girlfriend or a boyfriend and then fiance and then marriage. I don't think that really is intentional. I think that is a hesitancy. I think that it's a hesitancy because, for one, men knows. So I did want to talk about how opposites attract, right? I do feel that, well, I know for a fact, I've done some research before I had came on here to talk about this. But men fall in love emotionally. Like, they like the way their woman makes them feel. However their woman makes them feel, it's who they're going to, submit themselves to. Masculine energy. I'm gonna just say masculine energy, not just men. Masculine energy. If you're the masculine in your relationship, or if you're fulfilling the masculine role, then you naturally are going to attract or be attractive to how the woman makes you feel, or how the feminine energy makes you feel, right? Because feminine energy is about the subconscious, it's about our feelings, it's about our emotions. And if we are, as a female energy, are aligned emotionally, if we're aligned in our subconscious mind, we are more likely to attract more men. And this is, from my experience, what I've noticed. The more that I level up in my spirituality, the more that I overcome blockages and different things that I've had going on, even stemming from childhood, just doing inner work, looking at myself and going within and doing the inner work, I've started attracting more men. And not even more men, but providing men who are in desire of the feminine energy, right? And so for women, we like logic. Opposites attract, right? We like logic. We're attracted to logical things. So when you are saying that you love someone, let's say you've been with someone, you get in a relationship with someone, and you call him your boyfriend or whatever, and it's just, you're the reason why you're with them is because you love them. You're starting off wrong. You're starting off all wrong. You're starting off bad. You are. Because, hi, Tamika. You start off bad because women are attracted to logic. Opposites attract. So if me as a woman wanting to get married, logically speaking, I need a container for all of this water. Women is feminine energy, and feminine energy represents water. So you need to be the container. You need to provide the space and place for me to be and dwell in to make you feel good, right? So you see how that goes hand in hand. I'm not going to logically go for a man who cannot provide, or masculine energy, if I want to say it like that. I'm not going to go for a masculine energy who can't provide, who doesn't know how to commit, who isn't, you know what I'm saying? Like it's there's a checklist that I feel that women should have, or feminine energy should have, because we are attracted to logic. And a lot of times people don't realize that they feel that they have to, when they get married, is because they love that person. And a lot of times, that I don't think that that's what marriage is about. I really don't. I think that marriage comes, love comes during the marriage, like during the process. It growing in love is a better way to go about it. It's from my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? So feel free to share yours, because I want to hear what y'all have to say too. But I do feel that, growing in love will be the best way to go for women, anyways. For women, men, like I said, are naturally going to want to pick you based off of how you make them feel, right? And also, men likes they like competition. They do. They like competition. So why would you cut that out? Right? So when it comes to dating, date them all. Date them all is how I feel. Yeah, date them all. Because I look at it as, with us being logical creatures, I gotta weigh on my options. I gotta see where your logic is. I gotta see where your head is to see if you can lead me. Are you the provider? Are you who you say you are? Because a lot of times we get in these connections with people, long-term relationships with people who don't even plan on committing to us, don't even know what that means. A lot of times we haven't asked the right questions, and we then wasted all of this time with this person who didn't know how to even plan for our future, right? So I'm going to, if this brings me to my next prompt, are you ready for commitment? If you want to be married, how many of y'all want to be married? Like, want to be married, like, I'm desiring to be married. Tell me in the comments, like, how many of y'all desire to be married? Because if you do, then you got to work it backwards. Are you ready for commitment? Do you know what commitment is? And if you know what commitment is, let me Google what commitment means. Commit. Oh, I put committee. Lord. Okay. Commitment. A state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity, an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. An engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action, right? So I'm not going to restrict my freedom of action if you don't know how to commit to me. It just doesn't make sense. Some are hung up on, let me put it on the screen. Some are hung up on standards when we should seek qualities, because this is a great factor in choosing and trying to be chosen. My opinion, and this is my POV enjoying this commentary. Yes, like you said, qualities. I personally have decided I'm ready for commitment. So what I go and do, not only do some reflection on myself, get my feminine energy together, get my feelings, making sure I'm energetically available, right? And making my list of qualities that I need to fulfill me. That's what dating is about. Seeing if anyone is going to fulfill these qualities that you have acknowledged that you need in a life partner. So if you haven't even established what do you need in your person, and I mean to the specifics, like, you know, how much do you want your person to make? Do you want your person to do they like children? Are they family oriented? Like, those things matter. It will matter if you're wanting to spend the rest of your life with someone. But I think that wasting time to see if one person is going to get better, do better, or fulfill this list or qualities, I think that that's just, it doesn't make sense to me. I feel that, um you know, once I find someone on my list, and if they are ready to commit to me, where's the ring? There's certain things that I'm going to look at. If there's someone who has certain qualities that are on my list, not all of them, but some, I'm not going to dare put myself in a position to where I'm going to be unhappy. Like, I'm going to follow my list. I'm going to follow the logic, right? And understand that love comes with it. It comes with it, right? Um, I just feel that, you know, like I was saying with the opposites attract, I just feel that the man should have a container, or the masculine energy. I'm gonna say masculine energy. The masculine energy should have and provide a container for the feminine energy to dwell in. This is called duality. This is how you create duality in relationships. That's how I feel, honestly. Now I want to talk about reverse roles. So what if you find yourself in a relationship with someone, which is already a red flag, and you are the one providing as a feminine energy, and that man is not allowed to fulfill his masculine duty, his masculine role, because you're taking that over. You're taking over his role, and he's taking over your role. You're providing a container for him to dwell in when he's not water, he's not feminine energy. He's not, we all have it in us, but the embodiment of feminine energy is not the man. And actually, you're embodying the masculine energy by being the provider in the relationship. Now, does it matter who makes more money? I don't think that matters who makes more money. However, I do feel that the roles are there to be filled, and the masculine should provide regardless. We haven't we've only been doing like the 50-50 thing, the swap roles, for such a short amount of time. If you want to think about it, all of the years that we've had to where the men provide, it was not too long ago, men was in the field catching deers for the family, and that was a prize. And like, I'm going back to competition, what I was saying, like, men want to compete. They say they don't, but they do. Men love to compete. That's why they like sports. That's why they like that type of stuff, because they like competition, right? So be the prize. Be the prize. Because they do. They like to compete. And they also, I feel that as men, masculine energy, when you are committed to hold on, because I feel like I'm getting off topic. When you are committed to masculine energy, You have to also remember, as women, you have to allow him to play his role. Okay, you got to allow him to do his thing. If you're going to say, I'm committed to this person, he's my provider, um, you know, that doesn't mean like you don't have no money or you don't do what you're supposed to do or you don't, you know what I'm saying? No, that's your time while he's taking care of the container, providing the container, you're getting better, intuitively. You definitely have to be able to make me laugh, feel comfortable growing with someone, and are just a few qualities I prefer. These are the things we possess within. We can be a team and reach standards together in life as a team, but the qualities of what's going to lead to the laying of the foundation. If you're seeking solidity in your relationship in commitment, if this makes any sense, sounds logical, please let me know. I do feel that team standards. I feel that I do feel that the team role definitely comes in when you are being supportive, when you're being appreciative of him being in his role, and you not falling short on your feminine role, right? I feel that it's a yin and a yang, right? Opposites attract. And I feel that, you know, men are also problem solvers as well. So allowing your man to, or your masculine role, who's ever, because some people have same sex marriages, but the masculine energy should definitely, or likes, I would say like problem solving. And if that person is not interested in problem solving or helping you solve your problems, y'all probably not gonna, isn't that, that's not a team. It's not a team. Like, I just feel like men like to uh create a solution. That's what I'm trying to say. They like to have a solution for you. So this is also getting ready for commitment, right? Stepping back and saying to yourself, okay, I'm gonna allow him to do what he came here to do, which is provide the foundation, like you were saying. And this is the roles, right? And when I say roles, I don't mean, oh, you cook, I clean, no, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, how is this relationship best maneuvering? So you may be someone who don't like cleaning, who don't like cooking. And he does like cleaning, he does like cooking. Or neither one of y'all like cleaning or cooking. At that point, understanding the standard of the relationship is what I'm picking up from this. If we don't like cleaning, we don't like cooking, then what are you going to do about that? Masculine. What are you going to do about that? Are you going to get someone in here to clean up for us? Like, how should we go about it, right? The woman is asking, how should we go about this? And the masculine is like, well, this is what we should do. And that right there, the masculine using his logic is attracting you to him, and you connecting with him about how do you feel about that, is attracting him to you. So that's going back to the opposites attract. Okay. So last topic I want to talk about is, what do men and women bring to the table? I've been seeing this a lot on social media. Like, oh, what do women bring to the table? What do men bring to the table? And I do feel that, why not talk about it right now? Hey, what's y'all opinion on that? Drop in the comments what y'all opinion on what does men and women bring to the table. Excuse me. I personally feel that I'm gonna start with women because the women have been getting rocked. They have been going in on the women about, oh, you don't bring anything to the table and all this stuff. You need us, you need us. I feel like we need each other. I do. I feel like we need each other. I feel that, you know, What women bring to the table is sensuality, is feeling, how that woman makes you feel matters, home. Um, I feel that all women should feel like home to their man, you know. Um, it's a lot of things that I could go into. Like even with sex, like where else are you gonna get that? Where else are you gonna have sex? Like you can't do it with your mama, and you can't do it with your sister, and you can't do it with your bros. I mean, you could do it with your bros, but you know, it's still that sensuality, that feminine energy. If that woman is in her feminine energy and she's embodying that, that's going to feel really good to you. And that's going to make you want to provide. That's going to make you want to be there for your woman. And I feel like men, you know, I don't think that men understand the unseen. The unseen is just as valuable as the seen. So a lot of men, I hear them say, "You need us if we need to do this handiwork or bills paid or all of those things are tangible things. All of those things are a part of the container that it's like wanting a pat on the back for washing the dishes. It's just kind of like, well, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to wash the dishes. Why should we pat you on the back for washing the dishes, right? It's the same, I feel like, with masculine energy in relationships. I do feel that that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be there as the container for your woman so she can feel secure. And when she feels secure, she can take off. I've seen a couple examples of this. I was doing some research about pretty much the difference between what men and women bring to the table. And I feel that the feminine power is about to be on a rise, right? I feel like a lot of women are about to take their power back. They're about to not only um, see the value within themselves, but see the value in feminine energy. Okay. Feminine energy is the unseen and it's the subconscious. So women is going to, and I'm gonna say this lightly. Women do better by playing on the subconscious and the unseen part, right? The smell, the feeling. Like I said, the feeling, the unseen is where the woman dominates, and that's where the women should embody their power, the feminine energy, rather. The unseen, your smell, making sure you smell good, right? Making sure that you are doing the work on yourself, your subconscious work, so you can attract like a man of like. So yeah, I do feel that a lot of times, you know, we get too caught up on the boyfriend girlfriend thing, the title. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. What can you do for me in the long term? Like, I feel that the feminine energy, even if the man is not, because the man don't gotta be rich to be a provider, right? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the man should be intentional about uh what he has in store for the woman, or the masculine energy should be intentional, should be prepared for the masculine energy should be prepared for the woman to arrive to the table. I'm gonna bring to the table me alone with the chairs. I'm gonna set the chairs and cook the dinner. When you provide the food, right, to the dinner. We can't have dinner unless you provide the food. Then you're empty handed telling me, I got you next time. I'm gonna run a test on their ass to be sure and hold you to that, because may not be a good week for you. However, when the games get played, I get out because I give fair chances and my heart is full of compassion for others. Yeah, like I mean, potential is Potential is not a guarantee. Like that's going back to the feminine energy of the unseen. We can see the potential. Potential is unseen, right? So that's one of the gifts that women have. We know the potential someone has, and so therefore we make moves off of that. No, mm-mm. No, 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 no. I need you to already be ready for me. I need you to already be ready for me. I know a lot of women get so hell bent on, well, I've been single this long and, nobody wants me, but do you want somebody? Like, what have you done within your life to get ready for your person? Honestly, I do feel that um I do feel that people don't understand that you have to prepare yourself, even as a woman. If you want a man and you want more children, a two-seater is just not gonna work. That's a personal testimony. I feel that once I made the decision that I want to be married and that I'm ready for a commitment, I'm ready to, be committed to someone, I started making changes. I got a bigger car because I'm gonna need that car when I have my babies, right? And I put myself in a position to where if my person was to come to me tomorrow and say, I'm ready to commit or let's do this, I'm ready, right? Now don't get me wrong, I know fear creeps up on us. And that's where I feel like the roles of the boyfriend and girlfriend role come into play because their fear and the lack of knowledge of what commitment is. What is commitment? Ask yourself, have you seen a successful marriage? Like, have you seen a successful toxic free marriage? Not problem free, because everybody has problems that they have to overcome, but toxic free marriage, toxic free. Have you ever seen that? And if you haven't, that's something to consider too, because your way of looking at marriage could be distorted. The way you look at marriage could very well be distorted. The way you look at commitment could be distorted based off of how you grew up, based off of what you've seen or the lack thereof. I really didn't reconfigure my idea of commitment. Like I said, once I made a choice and started looking within myself, and then I started doing research. That's how committed I am to to becoming committed to. I started doing research. I started doing mental work on myself. I started understanding what masculine energy means. I started to ask myself, who do I have to be to obtain someone with these qualities that I desire, that I need? Who do I have to be? I'm gonna read a couple things on my love list that I have on here. So here's one. Healthy. I want my man to be healthy physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So who do I have to be? So I wrote that down on here. Who do I have to be able to obtain and maintain a relationship with someone who is healthy physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally? Who do I have to be? I have to adopt a healthy lifestyle. And then I ask myself, what areas in my life are unhealthy? How can I adopt more healthy lifestyles? You see what I'm saying? Like being the yin and yang. Um, you have to, if you're going to want this from someone, because you're gonna get it, right? You're gonna get it. You have to be the opposite of that so you can attract the not the reciprocal, not the opposite. The next thing that I put on here is I want my man to be generous to me. So the reciprocant of being generous, of someone being generous to me, is being able to receive. A lot of women have a hard time receiving. Oh, you don't have to do that. What? Shit. Yes, you do. And that, and I need this too. And I need that done too. What? You don't have to do that. Girl, a lot of women have an issue with receiving. And then they wonder, like I be seeing all the time, people be talking about something, oh, I want a sugar daddy, or I want this and that. Okay, a sugar daddy is somebody who wants to provide for you, who wants to give to you. And if you don't know how to receive, baby, you're not going to attract a sugar daddy, let alone a generous partner. So on here, I want my life partner to be generous to me. And what I put as a reciprocant of what I would need to do, the work that I would have to be do on myself, because I'm going to be focusing on me while my person is out there getting themselves together. I'm getting me together, right? Capable, am I capable of receiving? How can I shift my energy from providing for self to receiving from a life partner? What role can I step back? What area in my life can I step back and allow my partner to provide? If I want him to be generous, you know, how can I make him feel better about his day to day, right? So if he's generous, he's making, because I put on here how much I want him to make. He's making six figures. His day to day needs to look pleasant when he comes home, so he can continue to be generous, so he can continue to want to provide, right? Um, yeah, that's what I wrote down for that. And then I also wrote great father. I want him to be a great father, whether he has children already or not, because I put on there 0 to 2 children. 2 is max, but that means I to reciprocate that I need to be a great mother, right? How can I show up as a mother? So you see how just those little things like that, like making a change within the relationship I have with my child, that in itself can shift my energy to align with my person that I have wrote down, the qualities that I want in my person. Another example on here is um loyalty. That's the one that I want to talk about. Loyalty. I want my person to be loyal to me. So to reciprocate that, I have to be willing to work through difficulties. A problem that I had, an issue that I had, I feel that in like I said, the boyfriend and girlfriend thing, I don't subscribe to I no longer subscribe to, but I learned a lot. And from what I've learned from those relationships was I have a hard time wanting to work out things. I'll be ready to leave your ass right then and there. But that goes back to commitment. When I looked up the word commitment, when you're committed to something, that is a freedom of action that is taken from you. You can't just up and leave. You have to work through it, right? So I wasn't ready for commitment. I wasn't ready to be in a relationship, and I had no business being in relationships. I feel that I learned a lot, but I do feel that the boyfriend or girlfriend thing is just not something that I can subscribe to. And it's not something that I feel that it matters. I don't feel like the boyfriend and girlfriend stage matters. I'm going to continue to date until you're ready, until who's ready. I'm not going to wait on anyone, because women, we have an expiration date. Okay, we can't have children after a certain time. Y'all can have children when you're 50 and 60. And that brings me to my next thing that I want to talk about: age gap. Age gaps. I feel that age gaps is necessary for a thriving couple. I do. I attract a lot of men 10 years and older. I do. Very often I do. Because I do the work on myself very often. So I know that I'm going to attract someone. But I feel the age gap is necessary because the men who are your age think that you can hold your own weight. That's how they feel. That's how they feel. They men that you grew up with that are in your age range, they're not gonna look at you as someone who needs providing for. Older men, or 7 to 10 years older. I mean, you can go higher, 12, 15. I done 15 years. I done 15 years. Um, 15, 10, 7 to 10 years is a healthy range, because that person is going to feel like, okay, I'm needing to step up to take care of this person. This feminine energy, rather. I feel like the masculine should be older and the feminine should be younger. I do. And I feel that it should be an age gap. I just feel that when we 2 years apart, this shit don't work for me. It just don't work for me, because for one, women, we not only have an expiration date, but two, we grow up psychologically faster than men. So we're gonna always feel behind. I mean, they're gonna always feel behind. We're gonna always feel ahead. We're gonna always feel like this man can't never get it together. You 1 and 2 and 3 years the same age or younger, you're gonna always feel like he is not going to catch up to you. He's not going to, because scientifically, women are mature, subconsciously, and we grow up faster. That's just, we mature faster. So it makes sense. Go with what makes sense. So if we mature faster, then I need to be with a mature person. And for men, that maturity comes from experience. So the more experience he has, the more aligned we're going to be, because he's going to already understand. There's going to be a natural fit there. I feel that there's going to be a lot of talking when you around the same age. If you're 40 and dating someone who's 42, I just feel that that man is not going to be logically where you need him to be. Women are attracted to logic. Women are attracted to logic. Men are not going to be, the men that are the same age as you are not going to logically be where you want them to be. If you're trying to go with someone within your age group, I just feel that the age gap is necessary. I do. And y'all can share y'all opinions in the comments. Do you prefer someone that's within your age group? Or do you prefer, 7 years older and up? I've been single and celibate for over 6 years, and I'm comfortable in my state of being at this time in my life, because I know that I'm still healing from scars, traumas, tragedies. Therefore, I don't want to bring a lot of baggage into anyone's life. That is very considerate and very mature, because not a lot of men think like that, right? Women think like that. Women think like that. Excuse me. Excuse me. I need to work through it myself. I'm single, but looking single and seeking companionship. Who knows where that will lead? I'm single and actively dating as well. I am. And I know if a man is serious or not, because men know if they want you. And action is of the man. That's another masculine trait. Action is masculine. So if that man ain't, or masculine energy ain't uh taking no action, taking the proper actions, they're gonna string you along. They're not, or they're too much in their feminine energy. If the man does not take action towards you, that's not it. He's not that. That's not. He don't think you're the one for him, and you should keep it fucking moving. That's why I don't think that boyfriend and girlfriend stage, I think it's unnecessary. I really do. I think it's unnecessary, because if a man is ready to commit and he has well, for me personally, I want my life partner. I'm just gonna say for me, I want my life partner to be ready for me. Why we gotta do this boyfriend girlfriend thing? We can date, but best believe I'm going to be dating other people. We can date, but I'm going to be dating other people. And the celibacy. So celibacy, I feel like comes when women reach a level of maturity, within their spiritual growth and, honoring themselves, honoring their body, they automatically go into celibacy. Celibacy is not hard. It's something that I fell into very easily, and didn't know. Time flew. Um, and I typically, when I was doing the boyfriend and girlfriend thing, before my next relationship, I would know that I'm being prepared for another relationship, or I'm preparing myself rather. Didn't, look at it like that. It's because I would go celibate. I would go celibate for about a year. And one time I went celibate for like 2 years. And I was just like, it didn't bother me that I wasn't being sexually active. But I also felt like I always knew that I would be married. I always knew that I would have a significant other, a partner. So I feel that, like I said, don't get me wrong, my past relationships prepared me to better understand where I'm at now. So I'm not knocking that, but I do feel that falling into celibacy while you're single is a good thing. It is, because your sexual energy, you hold, I mean, that's your power for women. Your power is your sexual energy. When you have sex, you're giving yourself to a man. You're giving yourself to a man. And so when your sexual energy has been sucked out of you, there goes your vitality, there goes your creativity. So that's another reason why I would want to make sure that my man is committed to me or ready, for commitment, because I'm going to be giving my life force to you. I'm going to be giving my energy to you. Like, this is the person. So therefore, in reciprocation of that, you need to have a place and space for me to recuperate, to dwell in, to be able to um express my feminine energy or sacral energy. You know what I'm saying? If you want, and that's why I'm about to go on this little tangent. That's why a lot of women get in these relationships, boyfriend and girlfriend relationships, become the provider, and then the man complaining how they're not getting no sex. For one, their sacral energy is all screwed up. They're in a whole role that they're not even designed, created to be in. Men are wired to be providers. Men want to be providers. And you're taking his role when you provide, when you solve the problem. When you solve the problem for him, you're taking away his masculine energy. You're taking away his masculine role. I'm a pretty good judge of character as well. I've been hoodwinked by many, but I've learned to monitor things, actions more closely. Yeah, our experiences is for us to learn and for us to grow. And so that's why I came on here, because I wanted to share my experiences, and I wanted to um, share what I've researched and what has clicked for me, and the energy that I'm putting out there for me to be attracting my person. So I definitely feel that, like, men and ladies, create a list of things that you want your person to embody, what you need in a relationship. What is it do you need? ask yourself these things. And then when you ask yourself, what do I need? Yeah, in my person, you need to start looking within yourself and do the work within yourself, saying, okay, well, this is what I need to work on. So therefore, I can have, I can be ready when my partner get here. I can be ready. Why do you think people get married? Like, I've heard plenty of stories of people being like they got married after 2 weeks, or engaged, rather, not married but engaged, after 2 weeks or 1 month or 2 months of knowing each other. That's because, me personally, I feel that the reason why people get engaged that quick and ready to commit that quick is because they were ready. They prepared themselves for this. A lot of times, sometimes people be trauma bonding, so I understand that. But successful marriages that's like, oh, I knew from the moment that I seen them that was going to be my person. That the masculine typically knows, and they take the action to do something about it. If they don't take the action to do something about it, okay, she goes on. um I do remember, I'm gonna say this story and I'm gonna wrap it up. But my neighbors were the first, I would say, successful couple that I felt like was a genuine couple. um and he told me the story of how they met, and this was back in the day. They were old. And he said he seen his wife walking, and he went up to her and he wanted to ask her out, and he did. And he asked for her address so he can come pick her up. So she gave him the wrong address, similar to like giving him the wrong number, right? I think back then he said they didn't even have telephones like that, so he couldn't even get her number. He had to get her address. So he gave her the wrong address. So he ends up sending her a love letter to the address, and the letter still made it to her. I thought that was so awesome. But he said he knew instantly when he seen her that that was his wife. Like, he knew then and there that, yes, that's my person. Men know. Men know. Men know. And so don't allow men's uncertainty to take your life away. Because like I said, women have an expiration date. We mature faster. If you're young like me, you want children, we have a timeline of when we can reproduce. Men can reproduce at whatever age. But women, we don't have that luxury. So you have to be the protector of yourself. You have to be very intentional with how you're going about your life, and changing your destiny. I really feel that a lot of women, or a lot of people, don't know that they're in control of their destiny. You're in control of that. So if you as a woman want children and you're going on 32, okay, well, what have you done to put yourself in a position to align with somebody to have children with? You get what I'm saying? You got to be intentional about everything. And a lot of times it takes accountability as well. Learning to be accountable and say, you know, I said this person did this to me, this person did that to me, or whatever, but really you did it to yourself, right? What role did you play in this? So you can sit there and blame that person for taking this many years, but no, you didn't have no plan for yourself. So that man did not have a plan for you. And you didn't even know what that looked like on top of that. So taking accountability for not knowing what that looks like, and two, you also not having a plan for yourself. Those two things not been there, your life would look differently. So this is what I mean by changing your destiny. Taking accountability, it's getting to the root of it. It's getting to the real reason. Getting to the real reason of why all of these years have went by and you haven't gotten what you want, because you didn't plan for what you want. You didn't prepare for what you want, right? You weren't realistic about what you wanted. You didn't want to do the work on yourself. You wanted to be woe is me. Okay. So I feel that for women, it's vital. It's very vital for us to have a plan for ourselves and to be intentional about dating and not submitting yourself to one man who don't have no plan for you. That don't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense for a man to date one woman and then just date that woman and don't have no plan for her or not prepared to even sustain a life. I also want to finish off by saying that when the feminine energy, what the feminine energy brings to the table, it also is the frequency of the home creates abundance. So if the home is stable, is balanced, the woman can use her energy to to create. Well, I don't want to say that because not everybody's capable. For me personally, how I look at it is, when I get committed to my man, even if he's not in a, a income level I want him to be in at the time, and everything else check off, I can put myself in a position to where I can make sure that he gets to where he needs to be. Whether you're the prayer, you're the unseen, you're the unseen. So you're supposed to be saying those prayers for him. You're supposed to be putting that good energy out towards him. You're supposed to speak life over him, the unseen. The feminine energy is the unseen. That's your role. That's what you bring to the table. Making sure that you are energetically in a good place and space, and making sure you're speaking over your family, speaking over your partner, your man, or masculine energy rather, so they can bring more money to the table, or they can bring whatever you know is necessary for the home. So that's the role of the feminine energy, the unseen, the subconscious, the feel, the speaking over, and carrying out certain things like children. Of course the woman has to do that. Men can't have children, right? So I'm gonna wrap that up on that note. But yeah, anybody who has not already followed me on YouTube, this replay will be on YouTube. The High Empress is on the screen there. I do also do personal tarot readings, astrology readings, and spiritual advice. Inbox me if you need spiritual advice. Please, if you're rewatching this, don't hesitate to comment and let me know your opinions. I love to hear from y'all. But yeah, in the meantime, in between time, I'll see y'all next time. I'm going to be going live next Thursday. I will be doing this every other Thursday. I will have a topic next Thursday. And the Thursday after next, we will be talking about financial trauma, and I'm going to have an actual financial expert on here to speak more about it. So I'm going to share my experience, and she's going to share her expertise, and we're just going to chat. We're going to talk, right, about the financial traumas that we have, which is also kind of going to come after dating to marry, because a lot of times people, the number one leading causes to divorce is money, finances, right? So we're going to talk about financial trauma on July 8th. So y'all stay tuned. Thanks again so much for coming through and checking me out. In the meantime, I'll see y'all next time. Okay.